Because if you think of it, what if the trailer came out and they were like, that way, so they wouldn't watch the show only.
Yeah.
So I'm glad कि trailer के बाद वो खुश है कम से कम show देखेंगे तो सही. I'm going to look at the glass half full like that.
But in today's time, we have all kinds of stories, but this.
The more that I was asking questions, the more that when I went to test and the look test and all, I was just finding it to be a really nice, cool project to do.
Firstly, I watched the trailer and it looked very exciting. I thought I was back to the 90s. I'm watching this, rom-com, the college cast, typical rom-com, but the twist. A boy who's looking for 60s, a girl who's ambitious, yet inspiring teacher. So you tell me, what was the most part for you all in Mismatched?
Start with Prajakta.
Oh, that was for me. Sorry, I really didn't get the question.
I said that I watched the trailer and it very interesting. But for you, when you were signing it, what was the most exciting or interesting part?
I think exactly like you said, I think the fact that I was really missing that old school 90s romance, where you see a couple and you just have these butterflies in your stomach. I was really, really missing that. I mean, I'm all for all the amazing content that we have across platforms today. But somewhere I felt like यार बना दो ना ऐसा कुछ भी, like 2-3 घंटे बैठ के आराम से देखेंगे family के साथ. I think that was something that was really interesting to me. But more than that, the fact that it was just a bunch of really amazing, talented people who know what they're doing, coming together and working on a project like this. Our writers, our directors, our production, also my co-actors. I think just the fact that I get to work with Rohit, I get to work with Rannvijay, I get to work with everybody else on the cast. We have Devyani, we have Taruk, we have Abhinav, there's Kritika, Muskan, everybody, Abhinav, yeah, all of us. I mean, it would be too stupid to let go of a project that was so wonderfully put together by a bunch of people who are so good at what they do. So I think that was definitely a go for me.
Oh, that's great. Rohit, what about you?
I think similarly, yeah. For me also, I think the first time I got a call and when I got to know who is behind the scenes, in the sense like who the producers are, who the directors are, who the writers are, who the cinematographers are, they're just such a brilliant bunch of people working together. I didn't find a reason to not do it. Let's just say that, there was no particular one reason to kind of want to do this, but there was literally no reason for me to not do this. The story seemed like a story that I want to be associated with, for the simple reason that I've not seen a story like this in a very long time. This used to work so much back in the 90s, but in today's time we have all kinds of stories but this. So I was very excited to know that we're talking about a quintessential romantic story once again, and I get to be a part of that. I get to romance someone. I love romance. So yeah, that excited me a lot. Of course, we had a massively talented bunch of people coming together as the star cast of the show, and everybody's story is very peculiar. Everybody's story is very, very unique, but at the same time very, very real. And everybody's done a fabulous job in kind of portraying that with a lot of authenticity, with a lot of honesty. So yeah, like I said, I didn't have any other reason to kind of say no to. Also, not forgetting the fact that it's on Netflix. I've always wanted to be a Netflix series boy. I've always wanted to hear that about myself, and now that it's happening, I'm very, very excited.
Oh, Rannvijay, you.
Answer is going to be similar because of the team. Of course, Netflix, RSVP, these are a couple of names that as an actor you want to be working with. The director, Akarsh, and the other director, Nipun, I know their work. I have seen some of the work that they've done, their vibe. Then knowing that, Prajakta this is the first thing that she's doing, have been following her career pretty closely in the last 5-6 years. and meeting. By that time, Sky is Pink was out, so I found out about Rohit, and all of this. It was just the more that I was asking questions, the more that when I went to test and the look test and all, I was just finding it to be a really nice, cool project to do. And my character is something that I've never done before. Uh, Being a student in a college, I remember when you always look at teachers in a certain way. There are some teachers that are cool, the coach or your English professor, and girls talk about you. My friends were talking about this one teacher who's always like, "Oh my God, he's so hot," this and that. So this time I was getting to play something that I've never played, and this guy was really like somebody who's done the same thing a few years ago, made an app. He understands what these guys are going through, what are their anxieties, their insecurities, and how he could mold their energies into the right direction. So I really enjoyed. And this guy is not just a old professor; he's just a cool, young, witty, kind of got an attitude kind of a guy. And I thought I would just it'd be fun playing it. And I was right, man. I went to the set. All of these guys were just fun, but really disciplined as actors, and it was a very smooth production. Everything went according to schedule, and it was great.
Oh, and as Rohit mentioned, that it's like that those campus rom-coms that no one is actually making these days. He is comparatively filled with heavy genres like crime dramas, revenge. So tell me something. Mismatched will come as a breather for all the people out there who want to connect with such content.
You're 100%
Uh,
right. This is something that
Pra-
we've been also talking about, and like Prajakta puts it the best, and I'll let her answer this when she wants to get her tub of popcorn and watch it. Prajakta, you want to take this?
Yeah, I mean, we really did miss it, didn't we? Right?
Yeah,
Like it's all,
yeah.
fully.
I mean, yeah, like we're all, यार हम देसी बच्चे हैं, शाहरुख खान की पिक्चर देख के बड़े हुए हैं, तो अगर जब तक वो नहीं मिलता है तब तक थोड़ा बहुत तो मिसिंग लगता ही है कि यार थोड़ा सा तो कुछ, there's one piece of the puzzle missing. I feel like so इस चक्कर में, especially in a country like India where right now we have so many young people on the internet, all of them consuming so much content, and this is a story about those people. This is a story about, I mean, I can bet कि आप जब देखोगे तो आपके इमीडिएट ग्रुप में अगर ना हो तो कोई ना कोई कॉलेज में हर एक कैरेक्टर के आसपास कोई ना कोई आ ही जाएगा कि यार एक वो था, he was
Yeah.
quite an college, I remember, and this guy reminds me of that person. You will always look at, so many people I'm sure will look at Rishi and be like, remember we also had this Rishi type guy in our college that everyone was crushing on, or he felt that girl. You're going to look at that, you're going to look at Sid Sir, and you're going to feel like, man, he reminds me of that hot professor I had. My first was this professor who taught me literature, maybe, I don't know. It's just so, हम ये बिल्कुल नहीं कह रहे कि ये देखो आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड हम कुछ बना के लाए आपके लिए, नहीं, this is our world, this is how we've all lived, we've all grown up, these are realities, these are real characters. The beauty is just how wonderfully they've all been woven together into a warm fuzzy feeling we like to call mismatched.
Wow.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Rohit, would you like something onto that?
Absolutely not. I think Prajakta's capsulated the whole answer very, very nicely. I think that is exactly what it is. I think it's a beautiful amalgamation of just friendship, love, ambition, acceptance, and I think it'll speak to you. Every human being will find at least one character or one plot line or one moment that they're going to kind of resonate with or think about or introspect about. So I think that's why they should watch it, and it's a fun, light-hearted watch. You're going to be happy watching it. You're going to be happy looking at our faces. So please watch it.
Yeah.
And I know it says young adult,
Okay.
but I promise that it has no age capsule, honestly. Like anyone,
Yeah.
any age, sit down together and watch and enjoy it.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. uh, Also, this series is based on this novel called When Dimple Met Rishi. So, tell me something. Did you have to run through a little bit of work, or you just a vision of the make?
We actually didn't read the book. Fun fact: Rohit and I both have that book. We actually ordered it during lockdown, but
Yeah.
but I think we like being clueless about it. Yeah, I think we like the fact that we're going with the adaptation, with the screenplay as it's going. I mean, a lot of Sandhya Menon fans write to us so many times saying, "Oh my God, listen, we can't wait for this scene. We've read the book, and they know how it ends. And if they're
Yeah.
still excited to watch it, that means we're going to let it be the way it is. I think so. We haven't read it, and I
Yeah.
don't want to
Also,
read.
like, it's nicer to kind of surrender to the directors, right? It's nicer to surrender to their vision instead of. I feel like there's like sometimes too much information is also bad for you. We want to kind of be clueless. We want to be on set and kind of build around the character while we're working through it. So that's one of the reasons why we haven't read it.
The beauty of reading books is that when you read a book, your mind imagines what is happening.
Yeah.
You visualize it yourself, right? So if you read a book and you've already visualized it, as an actor, you're stuck with what you visualize because it's your creative genius or whatever your mind has made this character. Now, when you go to a set where the director thinks that the character is separate, that's where the conflict can happen. And I think that's what both of them did that by not, because if you already made your own world, as soon as you're into this campus in Jodhpur, you'll be like, "Arey, but I had imagined it
Imagine
differently.
it to be the other.
Why
Yeah, absolutely.
why to be an actor at a young age and going with things that you actually didn't even need to
Yeah,
fight with?
yeah,
You still have to see what you're looking like, what you're saying, your lines and everything. उसके ऊपर से तुम अपनी imagination के साथ लड़ रहे हो, तो that would have been a difficult thing. So I think
Yeah,
by default they kind of followed the procedure that the directors would have also loved. And I think what would be interesting is that when you watch it and when you read that book, would be interesting, because now you can't really have that conflict. So because if you read Game of Thrones, or if
yeah.
you read Harry Potter, what you have imagined and what the makers have made are two different things. And especially as an actor who's so involved in it, would I think it was good that. But you should. We're all going to read it now when we watch it, so that then we
yeah.
can just have discussions.
The day dropped, everyone was very excited. There were hashtags trending, and there were so many memes that I saw. Especially, there was a scene of lots of love in it, and Prajakta laughing on that. So, tell me something. Does it ever make you nervous, or does it become pressurizing when you see the audience showing so much love even before the show has released? They have so much confidence in you as actors or as performers. Is it ever pressurizing
Isn't it rather reassurance? As in, instead of making it nervous,
as you take it? Yeah.
yeah, I think it depends on how we perceive the whole situation. For me, for someone who's been really, really underconfident the whole time, I would like maybe I would say nervous is a more appropriate word. When I saw that people are accepting us in those characters before even watching it. I mean, we had some beautiful fan art coming our way. We had like beautiful fan clubs being made already around Mismatch for all the characters. Every
Before
character.
the trailer came out.
Yeah, even before the trailer came out.
Yeah.
So to have that, I think it's very reassuring. Yeah, it almost tells you that you're on a right track and that we're here to kind of welcome you with all the love that we possibly can.
I mean, honestly, I had not thought of it. I was just sort of basking in the fact that chalo they have liked it. I had not reached a place yet that, oh shit, what if they watch the show and not like it? And I would like to keep it like that, because it's not going to do me any good. It's not going to change the reality. It's not going to change the show. So I'm just going to sort of go Rohit's way right now, like he's saying. I think I'm going to take it as I'm glad, because if you think of it, what if the trailer came out and they were like, "Meh," that way, so they wouldn't watch the show only.
Yeah.
So I'm glad
True.
कि trailer के बाद वो खुश है, कम से कम show देखेंगे तो सही. I'm going to look at the glass half full like that. But other than that, no pressure.
Correct.
I mean, the good thing about content is that there's no other way you'll know if it works or not unless you do trial and error. So it's trial. Let's see. Hopefully works well.
I I
True.
have I don't feel any pressure at all. Generally, the only pressure I feel is
That is just too cool.
Oh
Yeah, so
yeah.
the only pressure I feel in the whole process of making anything that's content wise is while it's getting shot. Not even if I get cast, great. If I don't get cast, no pressure there. Once you're cast, on the day when you have there are some scenes that you have lots of lines, or you know that you have to. That's the only day that I feel pressure that I'm going to do it well. Let me remember all my lines. I'm going to do these nuances. This That's the only time I feel pressure in the whole process, because and this is what I can a nugget that I can give you. Many things can do well or not, but the process, if that is pure and that's fun, you will always remember it as a positive experience, and it'll help throughout your life. So we had a great time. It's for me, the fact that for the last 1 year we did it, all of this is happening. It's already really successful.
Great. So now I have this really fun short quiz for you all. I have some social media acronyms. I actually took inspiration from that scene, which I absolutely loved. It the one, and so here I have a few of those. And whoever answers first, like wins nothing but wins here. Okay, I'll go then. So first one is AMA.
Ask me anything.
MIA.
Missing in
Missing
action.
in action.
Okay,
Missing in action.
Ranvijay said first. Okay.
Go on. Oh,
IRL.
In real
In
life.
real life.
Prajakta won
Yeah,
that one.
Prajakta got that. Okay.
Guys, one
FYI.
second. There is a 1 second.
For your
No, no, no,
information,
no. There
for
is
your
a
Damn
lag.
information,
it.
I won that.
Damn it.
Okay. So it's two. SMH.
Shaking my
Shaking my
head.
head.
Okay. That was almost a tie, but I'll give it to Rohit. It's
Yeah,
debut
Rohit gets
point.
it. Yeah, debut
Okay.
point.
So, YOLO.
You
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 only
only
only live
live
once.
once.
I said it before you
Okay.
started.
I got it. I got it.
fine. The
Okay,
boys are
okay.
Exactly.
I'm in a fix here, but okay. Let's a tie because it was honestly at the same moment.
No, give it to
Okay.
Rohit. Then all of us will be 2-2-2. Then all of
Okay,
us will
then
be
Yeah.
I actually have
0-0.
only one more left, so this will be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tiebreaker.
Rohit,
Yes.
Yeah.
we're all
Okay.
equal. Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm going then. It is WCW.
Woman Crush Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Prajakta won.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Just like we planned, yeah, Rohit. Well done. We've done well. We got
Actually,
it to the end,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm actually waiting for the show. Yes.
Thank you
happy
so
Diwali to
much.
you.
thank you so
Happy
much.
Welcome.
Diwali.
Yeah,
And
bye to
20th of
you too.
November, make sure you also watch it on Netflix.
Definitely.
And Mismatched team is saying stay safe.